I got a friend request from Myra Lopez. Chapter 2. The date is sometime in spring 2008. I was 16 years old and completely enveloped in band practice, homework, and video games. I had also recently received an amazing gift from my parents, a Ford F-150 in my favorite color. I was home for school one day in my parents' office on their only desktop computer before smartphones were anywhere, playing Red Alert 2 for hours and occasionally checking my social media. Before Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, or even Facebook, we had MySpace. It was much different back then. I would occasionally message my cousin or one of my friends, but on this day, my world would finally collide with that mystery girl I dreamt about so long ago, and for no apparent reason other than fate. I got a friend request from Myra Lopez. Yeah! Was my initial reaction. My second reaction was to call Chris. Dude, she sent me a friend request. No way! Without me even having to tell him who I was talking about. Myra and I messaged a while, getting to know each other before I asked her on a movie date, our first date. However, I was a nervous Nelly. I still remember, probably out of nervousness, getting a really bad headache and had to postpone our movie date by one day so that I could take a bath. White people problems. Luckily, she stuck with me, and eventually our date happened. It was a two-parter date. We would watch a movie in the theaters, and then I would drive us to my house to play Street Fighters because Myra liked fighting games. Part 1. I arrived at the movies more nervous than ever before in my life. Myra had gotten there early and was already in the theater sitting. I walked in, and there she sat. I wasn't being catfished, and my future wife had friend requested me, messaged me, and come on a date with me. This was the door that would open to the rest of my life. So it's understandable for one to be a little nervous or shaky. I walked over and sat next to her, saying hello. I'm glad it was dark in the theater because she would have been worried probably about my candy apple red shade of face. We made small talk about soccer and about meeting in real life for the first time on a date, kind of like a blind date, before the movie Baby Mama started. I'm not sure if it was a foreshadow of the future of my baby mama, but nonetheless, it was a great movie. Part 2. We got to my house, and I immediately introduced Myra to my parents and my dogs. Don't forget, this was a date, so why not introduce her to my parents, right? I proceeded to show her to my room, where there sat my older brother playing Street Fighter. I'm not quite sure why I didn't ask him to leave, but me, my dream girl, and my older brother played Street Fighter and Halo for a couple hours, intermittently being interrupted by a very putrid Domino or Pebbles dog fart. Looking back, I have no idea how an incredibly introverted, shaky boy who brought a very beautiful Mexican girl home to meet his very white parents on a first date and played video games with his brother could ever land this big fish. But whatever it was, I thank God every single day. After that date, me and Myra grew like wildfire. We did everything together, and like Forrest said, we went together like peas and carrots.
I remember one day when Myra came home, when Taylor first talked to her, she was so excited. She was telling me how cute he was.